Technology is changing at a very rapid pace, and if you have something that works as well as did 100 years ago when it was made, well, then you have something of value.
And the people at the historic Nela Park GE lighting plant in East Cleveland went digging the other day. They found a time capsule from 100 years ago. In his My Ohio with the Leon Bibb series, Leon tells the story of what was found and whether it still worked.
You could also call this story, Let There Be Light. Imagine your life without electric lights and all the electrical innovations which grew out of them, including the television you're now watching. Let's look at a Cleveland time capsule and see what we can find. The light bulb. Push through electricity and let there be light. Our lives are better because of the light bulb. Old Thomas Edison would be proud knowing how far we've advanced with his bulb. So when the people at GE Lighting's Nela Park decided to uncover a time capsule, they figured light bulbs somewhere in there, even 100 years later. GE Lighting's Nela Park is coming up on 100 years old. GE celebrates pioneers who led us out of the darkness. Years before Edison first successfully tested an electric light bulb, it burned for hours. 100 years ago, the operation which started GE began building the National Electric Lamp Association, Nela Park. It put in a time capsule just recently opened.
So that's 100 years old that you're holding in your hand, and it looks great.
The significance of the forethought of our founders to put all of that pertinent information in a box and preserve it for us and preserve our history, first of all, was absolutely incredible.
Time capsules tug at us. We reflect on people who have gone before. Some of them planted this box of lights, figuring we would dig it out later. The stuff of history. GE pulled out several hundred-year-old light bulbs. The technically minded touched the past.
Instead of coiling the coil tightly as we do today, they looped it back and forth to make sure they had enough wire in there to emit the light.
Times change, but some things remain. Nela Park, nestled in East Cleveland, was built on strong foundations. Some of it looks as it did generations ago. Goal always was to test technologies of the day. Still, there is the old question, how strong were the bulbs built 100 years ago?
Is it going to light?
I think this one will. Yeah, the problem is, but we'll have time to get it cleaned up enough in time to actually light it.
Gingerly, technicians and engineers gave her the electricity. Not a lot, just enough, not wanting to overpower 100-year-old technology with today's electrical push. And there it is, a faint glow. She works.
It's glowing.
Oh, is it glowing?
It is.
Okay,
yes,
good.
The limits are glowing.
That's, yeah, I wouldn't go beyond that. Hey! 100 years later.
Technologies that stood the test of time, and it's really important as we're going through the next generation of lighting as we make the world more energy efficient.
Don't know about you, but I marvel at past accomplishments. History. Though the old time capsule pulled from the side of a Nela Park building was dusty, history itself is not. History was a moment ago, or yesterday, or yesteryear. As this story unfolds, you watch it on today's technology lights, which are great-grandchildren of these old bulbs. A link to the past. One day we will be the past. Hope is the future remembers us as we remember those who've gone before.